Okay, there's just a few things that you need to know to make the Power Up shawl. And the first one is going to be your cast on. I like to do the backwards cast on for shawls like this. First, because you don't have to count all the stitches for a long tail. You don't have to measure and make sure that you have enough yarn. You just make sure you have enough yarn to weave in at the end. Make yourself a little slip knot to get it secure. And backwards cast on is pretty easy. You scoop up your yarn, backwards onto the needle. Just make one circle, but it's got to be backwards, so there's this cross here, this crossover. And then it goes onto your needle. Then it doesn't matter how much tail you've got, as long as you can weave it in later. Now, when you go to start, it gives you this little ridge on the bottom, not quite a braid like regular long tail. And to get the stretch, you just knit it normally through your stitches. Okay. Now for your increases, all the increases are going to be pretty much the same. You are doing yarn overs, but you're going to treat them a little bit differently. When you're working within your fabric in the chart, where it's a stockinette, you do your yarn over and you just keep knitting. And that's literally just throwing your yarn over the needle. Then when you get back to that, when you're in your stockinette, you get back to that, you're purling, so you just purl it like normal. And then the front of your fabric will have a nice little lace hole in it. Sounds fancier to call it lace than a hole. Now when you're doing the increases in the garter, the outside that's just an increase to your fabric, you're going to do it similar. Let's get past that. You're going to do your yarn over, but you're knitting your way back, and you want to tighten it up so it doesn't leave a hole. You don't want it to be laced, just a new stitch. So we knit back to that yarn over, and then we knit it through the back of the loop. See how that just tightens that up? Then in your lace, you've got a hole, and in the rest, it's just an added stitch. Okay, then for your decrease, we're doing a slip, slip, knit, pass, slip, stitch over. Sounds complicated. It's not too terrible. Slip 2 stitches, the twist like they're going to be knit. Then you knit that 3rd stitch, and then you pass those 2 slip stitches over your knit one. That'll decrease you by 2. So we're doing that in the center of the chart so that you don't need to decrease twice. You just do one in the center, and it will leave a little ridge up the center of that fabric that you'll see. And we'll go over charts when we're in the class. Most charts are pretty much the same, but you do want to read every single pattern you get real well, because people are just writing their patterns as they go, so some people might use a different symbol for different things. It just depends on how they were taught, so could be a little different. You want to make sure you read all the way through, but we'll go over that when we're going in class. Thanks.